is Solo P1. This is Solo P1. This is the F1 2023 British Grand Prix qualifying. I'll be back in a minute after this intro. The intro.
On the brakes, Leclerc has that inside line. Perez goes off the track, comes the chicane, off goes Leclerc, through goes Hamilton. Unbelievable stuff. On the brakes, Leclerc has.
What did we have here today? What did we have here? What happened to the upgrades? What happened to the upgrades? You know what? All you can do is really laugh about it because there's no point of being negative, as people say online, as people say in the F1 community. There's no point of having that doubt in your mind about Mercedes. We're not allowed to. I'm not saying I'm being doubtful. I'm not being doubtful, okay? I'm not being doubtful. I'm just calling it how it is. I'm not saying that Lewis Hamilton can't get on the podium tomorrow. No. Mercedes have got great race pace. We know this. We knew this from the back end of last season, and we knew this throughout this season. We know that Mercedes have good race pace. But for weeks, even months, you've heard of TOTO. The car's getting good. We're going to do well. By Silverstone, we should be there. He never said he was going to win the race. He never said he was going to get pole. But he said, we will be there. We will be there. So as Mercedes fans, as a Formula One fan, who wants to see Mercedes at the front again with Red Bull, no disrespect to McLaren. I am glad McLaren are getting better. I'm glad. Nice British team at the front. Love it. Just like I love Williams. Respect for Williams. I'm glad. But what about Mercedes? We're here for weeks and months. Mercedes are going to be there. Come Silverstone, we're going to be there. But you wasn't there today, was you? You wasn't there today in qualifying. What happened? Now, I've just watched an interview with Toto Wolff. We all know about Toto Wolff. He wears his emotion. You can see he wears his emotion on his sleeve. You can see that. He said, no excuses. Again, Toto saying, no excuses. But you said, Toto, that the car was going to be there. Not 7th in qualifying. No disrespect to McLaren, but before this weekend, nobody expected McLaren to beat Mercedes in qualifying trim. Nobody expected that. Nobody. But they did. So people are saying race pace. I know that Mercedes are good in race pace. But so how do you know that McLaren might not be good in race pace? How do you know that McLaren might be on it tomorrow? How do you know that Mercedes are going to just blow through the pack and be at the front? Nobody knows. But after today, we can honestly say, a true Mercedes fan will say this, I bet we cannot wait until next year. We cannot wait till next year until we have the new concept. The new concept. Lance Stroll's dad was clever. Lance Stroll's dad was clever for Aston Martin. He knew last year, when he saw that car after day one, race one, I'm talking about the Aston Martin car, Lance Stroll, the owner of Aston Martin. Lance Stroll's dad. Not Lance Stroll, Lance Stroll's dad. Lance Stroll's dad saw, right, that car is horrendous. We're going to change and we're going to go in the same direction as Red Bull. That's what Lance Stroll's dad did. And now you can see Aston Martin is one of the fastest teams on the grid. Now, Mercedes said no. Mercedes says we're going to go with this concept. We're going to work on it, even though it was porpoising everywhere. We're going to work on it and we're going to make the car better. 1 year later, they've got rid of a few engineers, brought back Allison. Everything's honky-dory. Everything's supposed to be running well. Allison said that the car's going to be well. Listen, I know that eventually, at the end of the rainbow, I know there's gold. I know Mercedes will be back on top again. I know this. But I know we've got to be patient. I'm just spouting facts. At the end of the day, they're not there yet. But I thought at Silverstone, they would have had a better showing than what they had today. And it never happened. It never happened. Now, Mercedes are going to work on it. People saying that they've got good race pace. Lewis Hamilton said, maybe we haven't got good race pace, mate. You know, he didn't say that. He said, I don't know. I think we've got a good race pace. But he said he's happy for the McLarens, which big up to Hamilton for saying that, because Hamilton obviously was a McLaren driver and he still loves McLaren. That'll always be part of his family. You'll never forget your first team. That was the first team where he won his first world title, and he'll never forget that. I know it didn't end properly the way it finished, but he still loves McLaren. And I'm happy for Williams as well. But where does Mercedes go from now? They've had the upgrades, they've had the new nose, they've had a new floor. I don't know where we go from here. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Hopefully when tomorrow comes, they'll come out and they'll do what they can, and let's see if we can get a podium for the British fans. Now, today, I am joined with my co-Qs, my partner in crime, TOTO Hammer. There you go. TOTO Hammer.
Yeah, man. No, I'm going good, man. I'm going good. It's going good.
So what you been up to? I saw you karting stuff, by the way, on Twitter. That's
cool.
Cool.
Man, just been posting on Twitter. Got a lot of, had karting last night.
46,
got some
man.
sleeping.
That's fast, bro.
Yeah, my PB's 46.3, but, I'm trying out a new driving style and it's paying off. And 46.6 on my new driving style.
Yeah.
It's not bad. So, man, I'm happy.
I can see the confidence is growing in you, bro, in your videos, in your content. Just keep pushing, man. That's all I can say. I put something on Twitter for you today. I said that keep pushing. That you need the 4 things, you need the mentality and all that. You got the Twitter, whatever, man. But I added the Mercedes and Williams. Before we go into this diatribe of qualifying, TOTO Hammer is a go-karter. He wants to be a racer. He's got a funding channel. It's on here. It's called Buy Me a Coffee. If you see this channel, hit the Q code. You're not obligated to do it, but it's there if you want to. Click on it and do the QR, scan the QR code, and that'll bring you to the Buy Me Coffee page, and then you can buy the coffee, and all that will go towards TOTO Hammer's qualifying and TOTO Hammer's race journey to be a race driver. So I'm asking you, before I start going through this qualifying session, what did you think overall of the qualifying session? Do you think it is a step back for Mercedes, or do you think it's a step forward? Because they're saying that their race pace is really good, but we'll see how it goes. I'm still staying positive, but I'm also going to be real. If they're crap, I'm going to call them out tomorrow. If I see them tomorrow and they're crap tomorrow, I'm going to call them out. So, Toto, what do you think?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, Mercedes just flopped, and it's dead simple. Q1, I think practice 1, practice 2 didn't really put some good lap times in, but practice 3 they actually stepped up. And I think Q1, Q2, Hamilton putting in some fast sectors, but it's always Max or Lando's. Max and Lando is Max, obviously, because he has the better car, but I think as soon as the DRS hit Q3, you knew Red Bull had the pole in the bag, because that's when the rain all stopped. But it was dry in Q2, but it still never had the DRS. As soon as it hit Q3, then they were the DRS.
Yeah.
So look, look, Q1 it was raining. They had the inters on. It was a little bit of drizzle, and Q2 had dried up, but they never put the DRS on Q2. But Q3, we knew Verstappen had in the bag because you know how Red Bull is with that DRS.
Yeah.
You know how fast they're that DRS.
And what was it with the DRS with the qualifying? It's like, you know, what was all that about? Just talking about the DRS and the qualifying. You know.
I don't know because
that's weird, isn't it? Don't you think?
I know, man.
But anyway, I'm going to get on through. I'm going to go through just briefly. It's not going to be a long video today. We're already 11 minutes in. That's me 8 minutes of chatting rubbish. But I'm just going to fly through the review quick because it's a nice sunny day and I want to get my ass out there and enjoy some of this lovely weather while it lasts because I think it might rain later, but it's not raining yet. So, at the beginning of the weekend, I'm going to briefly go over the practice sessions. At the beginning of the session, the FIA showing their power already. Hamilton got pulled into the steward's room and it was called the late attendance, article 19.1a in the relation of an attendance press conference. So basically, the press conference, he was a little bit late for the press conference. So the FIA said, right, we're going to pull you into the stewards because I got nothing else to do. I don't think he got anything for it because nothing come out of it. Because if it would have got a penalty or a fine, it would have been all over Twitter.
What's the point of acknowledging it if you're not going to give him anything?
Yeah, they're probably just going to give him a
press conference.
You know, man, I don't know. How do you know he was late? How do you know he was late? Or maybe it was a 1 minute late. Who cares?
Exactly.
Them press conferences, I'd rather pick my own toenails for 24 hours than watch one of them. That's how boring. Who cares about the press conference? What do you learn from the press conferences? It's the same old questions.
I just saw rhetorical.
Who's the guy? What does it? What's his name? I forgot his name. He used to do. He does that podcast only for F1. Yep, that guy beyond the grid. He just sits there doing this. That's it. Same old questions. How do you feel? They're not going to tell you what they're really done, but they're just same generic questions. And that, if they're bored, the drivers get bored. So who cares if they're late for a press conference? But anyway, so nothing come of that. Carlos Sainz looked good at the beginning of the weekend. He was matching Max Verstappen on the straights. They've done a side-by-side comparison between Max Verstappen and Carlos Sainz, and I think Carew had it on the SkyPad, and it was going wheel to wheel, and it looked like they was matching each other on the straights, Max Verstappen and Carlos Sainz. So I thought straight away at the beginning of the weekend, I was thinking maybe Ferrari have got a little sniff of a pole. So apart from that, it looked like Mercedes was testing through most of the practice sessions. Practice session 3 today, they kind of come alive at practice 3, but the rain came and kind of dampened that. So we moved on to qualifying. Q1, Lewis spun by Stowe. Now, when Lewis spun, I didn't catch this part because I was doing something else. I had my phone with me and I was a bit busy, so I didn't catch the qualifying because for some reason my skybox was on a delay of 3 minutes. I don't know what it was. I had to reset my skybox, so I had missed this. So all I got on my phone was an alert saying that Lewis Hamilton spun, and the Twitter world was all over the place. No, that was all I saw on Twitter. Hamilton
Lucky
spun.
didn't beat the car.
That's what I was thinking when I saw that. All I saw was texts. No, Hamilton spun in Stowe. So I said, there we go, he's out. There you go. Bad luck for Lewis Hamilton. But when my skybox resurfaced and I finally got a connection, it was just fine. He spun into the gravel. He drove out, back there, put his new tyres on. Happy days. Max Verstappen, Magnussen stopped on the track again. Guttersteiner looked like he was going to lose his hair. Went all red as usual. Guttersteiner, good, whatever, man. That's hard for you. It's all right coming out doing Drive to Survive and being a personality for hard. But what about your car, bro? Your car's not that good, man. Improve your car before you start going on Drive to Survive and acting all cocky, whatever. Yeah, which is, I do like Guttersteiner. He's all right, whatever. Yeah, I could take him or leave him. But sort your car out, man. How long has Haas been in Formula One now? It's been a long time, man. Sort your car out. Sort your car. Anyway.
They barely get any podiums, and they don't even challenge for a championship.
Exactly. So at least try. Look at Williams.
Yeah.
Williams been down for a long time. At least they're trying. They're coming back. That Williams car, by the way, is fast on the straight. Have you noticed with the Williams car? As soon as I think it was Q3. At the beginning, fast. As soon as a bit of that rain come, it kind of understeered a little bit. But when it got dry again at the end of Q3, it was hot. It was fast. And today at qualifying, it was fast. The Williams car on the straight. Boom, definitely could get in the points tomorrow. Logan Sargent was good today as well. Finally got the car underneath him. He's showing his talent that everybody knew he had. Magnussen stopped on the track, like I said. Max was understeering in the pits. That was something I've never really thought before. Actually, I'm not sure if it's Roman Grosjean did it in Silverstone, where he crashed coming out of the pits. But I don't remember anyone crashing coming into the pits. And he said that he understeered. He was going about 10 miles per hour. And Max Verstappen said he understeered in the pits. Interesting. So, the track started to ramp up after the red flag because of Magnussen. Perez was out because he got caught out by the red flag, effectively caused by Magnussen. So Perez was out again, and that was disappointed by Perez. And then we're coming to Q3. I'm doing this quick, by the way. We're coming to Q3, and all of a sudden, Lewis Hamilton came out and he started doing purple sectors. It was always good in the first sector. Lewis was. He was always setting the purple in the first sector. He done it in the second sector. George matched him in the second sector. They both come round. The both was on the top, but it weren't for long. McLaren came out like a house on fire. Nobody expected McLaren to be there. They was up there. Oscar Piastri, absolutely amazing. Nailed them laps. Oscar Piastri, let me tell you something about Oscar Piastri now, yeah? That is a driver, and I said in the past, and I still stick by it, that Charles Leclerc should go to Mercedes. But if I was Mercedes, I would be taking a close look at Oscar Piastri and keeping him close, because this guy is the real deal. He's the real deal, Oscar Piastri. And I can't wait until I see McLaren in a competitive car where I see Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris battling for some sort of podiums, because that is box office. People are not really talking about this yet, but I'm talking about it. And remember this date: Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, the 8th of the 7th, 2023. Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris for the future. I can't wait to see them two battle, because it's coming. It's coming very soon. It's coming very soon.
And you can see now.
Yeah, go on.
You can see now the McLaren. Yeah, look. At the start of the season, you could tell they were nowhere, but now it's coming to this midpoint of the season.
Yeah.
And you can tell that Red Bull is no longer like the top team anymore.
By far, I know they're catching up.
You don't see Max just
quote.
You don't see Max getting qualifying by like 1 second. It's narrowed down to tenths now.
Yeah, so because the other cars, because the other teams now, like Martin Brundle says, right? He said, quote. He said, quote. The other teams are catching up, and you can see. So I'm gonna get the final standings the way it finished. It is Max Verstappen pole, Lando Norris 2, Oscar Piastri 3, 4th Charles Leclerc, 5th Carlos Sainz, 6th George Russell, 7th Lewis Hamilton, 8th Albon, 9th Fernando Alonso, 10th Pierre Gasly. What happened to Aston Martin? Whoa. Nico Hülkenberg 11th, Lance Stroll 12th, Esteban Ocon 13th, Logan Sargent 14th, Valtteri Bottas 15th, and Perez 16th, 17th Tsunoda, 18th Juan Yu Zhou, 19th Nick de Vries, and 20th Kevin Magnussen. And let me tell you about this, right? I'm not sure if this is track specific, the reason why McLaren are doing good. I hope that it's not, but I've got a feeling it might be the track specific, because where was Alonso's pace today? Where was Lance Stroll's pace today? You know, think about it. Where did Alonso finish 9th? So it could be track specific.
Alonso usually does good, man.
Yeah.
Alonso usually does good. All season, Aston Martin's been up there in the top 3.
So it could be track specific, isn't it?
So look, of course it can, because It's like Mercedes, when they got to Monaco or something like that, they got nowhere in Monaco, but like, as soon as they come to like these kind of tracks, they're like,
They come
I don't know what
alive.
happened today for Mercedes. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
practice really looked good.
Lewis looked disappointed. He didn't really look. You know when Lewis really wears his heart on his sleeve. I don't mean he looked really negative. He was just thinking like George looked more negative than Lewis. But obviously the commentators are not going to say that. They're just saying Russell out qualified Lewis. Russell out qualified Lewis. First time in 5 races, but it's okay. But when Lewis out qualifies when Lewis out qualifies Russell. They kind of keep that quiet, don't they? But now it's Simon Lazenby. Anyway, this is Solo P1 and Toto Hammer. Anyway, you got anything to say before you leave? You're gonna plug your channel? What
Yeah,
you doing
man, I got a
later
league
today? What you doing
race
today?
later. I got a league race later at 7:30.
Where they gonna find you?
Feel free to catch that on my Twitch. Catch you on my Twitch. I don't stream on YouTube F1 usually. I can't do multi-stream. I stream for my
I know, but you're gonna start doing
man.
videos,
Feel
ain't you?
free
Short
to-
videos. You're gonna start doing short videos on YouTube channel and for your F1. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
yeah,
I've
go on.
got all that coming, man. All that's
Yeah.
coming. But
Scan the
feel free to
QR
catch my
code.
league race.
Scan that QR code next to Toto Hammer. Scan that blue QR code, and that will open a portal to all his social media, including his Twitch. Hit him on there. There's my social media. The Buy Me a Coffee's always there if you replay this. This is the British Grand Prix qualifying. See you guys tomorrow for the race. Hopefully it's going to be a good race for Mercedes. I think it will. I think it's not going to take long for Lewis to get back up in that pack. Toto said today, Toto Wolff said today, the race pace is on it, and I believe him because we all know the race pace is good with Mercedes. So this is Solo P1 and Toto Hammer signing out. See you later, guys. Bye. I'm going to put the intro on before I leave. Bye.